How can a movie make $400 million and still be a box office bomb? According to Dwayne Johnson, it can't be. This is the Black Adam box office controversy explained. The year was 2007. Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson's Hollywood career was only beginning to gain traction, and superhero-centric movies were far from the surefire cinematic moneymakers they'd soon become. Nevertheless, it was announced that the longtime WWE sensation would star in a big-screen comic book adaptation focused on Shazam, but he wouldn't portray the tenured print hero. Rather, he'd take on the role of his greatest enemy, Teth Adam, better known as Black Adam.
There's no one on this planet that can stop me.
Around 15 years after he first signed on for the role, Johnson finally got to play the Man in Black in 2022. So was it the change in the hierarchy of power in the DC universe that Johnson promised? Well, critics didn't much care for Black Adam, but general audiences seem to have been happy enough with the movie. However, things aren't looking too great at the box office. The film is hovering around the $400 million mark worldwide, and according to some controversial reports, that makes the movie a box office bomb. You're probably wondering, how could the film be a bomb with a wide world gross as impressive as that? As some outlets are alleging, it all comes down to the movie's budget. As laid out by Variety, Black Adam cost around $195 million to produce, but the costs don't stop there. You also have to account for the film's marketing budget, which most agree sits somewhere between $80 million and $100 million. On the high end, that's in the neighborhood of $300 million, but was still not done. After all, it costs money to get a film like Black Adam in theaters, around half of the cash accumulated due to ticket sales. According to a bombshell report by Variety, Black Adam will have to make around $600 million globally in order to break even. That's taking into account the film's budget, its marketing push, and the movie theaters' share of the profits. According to Variety's financial sources, Black Adam is on track to lose millions. After that report was made public, sources closer to Warner Brothers indicated to Slash Film that Variety's initial report is inaccurate, and that the break-even point for Black Adam is $425 million, not $600 million. So the movie still stands a chance of breaking even when the final numbers roll in. That was corroborated with a report by Deadline, whose film finance sources called the claims of Black Adam's failure simply not true. According to Deadline, the film is on track to profit somewhere between $52 million and $72 million. Dwayne Johnson, Black Adam himself, also weighed in on the controversy, trumpeting Black Adam's success and comparing the movie's grosses to the first Captain America movie, which netted $370 million globally in 2011. One question remains though: what went wrong to make Black Adam's success so debatable? Black Adam was released on October 21, 2022, and over the course of that weekend, it did pretty well for itself. Globally, it took in just under $143 million, a much better performance than the opening weekend of Shazam back in late March 2019. As the weeks went on, however, the movie progressively took in less and less, a phenomenon hardly uncommon in the film world. However, things went from bad to worse for Black Adam during the week of November 11th, since it had no choice but to compete against a juggernaut in the comic book movie world, Black Panther: Wakanda Forever.
Wakanda Forever! Wakanda Forever!
Director Ryan Coogler's latest foray into the Marvel Cinematic Universe came out swinging during its opening weekend. The long-awaited sequel to 2018's Black Panther made a staggering $330 million in its opening weekend, pushing Black Adam into the second highest earner spot after weeks at number 1. Dwayne Johnson himself even acknowledged the box office defeat, congratulating the Wakanda Forever team on Twitter as well as Instagram, and admitting that the Marvel Studios sequel gave Black Adam a run for its money at the box office. That wasn't the end of Black Adam's woes, though. After all, it's no secret that, after years on the entertainment scene, the MCU is a slick, well-oiled machine. The films and television shows fit together nicely, the actors stick around, and there's a consistent vision behind the entire franchise. Thus, when it comes to characters, heavy hitters and niche favorites alike stand a chance to lead successful projects. On the other hand, DC films have faced a perpetual identity crisis for years, with a slate full of new entries into the already struggling DC Extended Universe, standalone experiments, and franchise starters. Suffice to say, it's a bit of a jumbled mess. Thankfully, James Gunn and Peter Safran are now at the helm of DC Studios, a Warner Brothers Discovery subdivision designed to keep DC Productions on the right track. But it'll take some time for this initiative to really kick into high gear. For years, fans have been jerked around with recasts, retries, story inconsistencies, and more, which have made it difficult to go out and enjoy most DC movies. It'll take time to rebuild goodwill among fans. But even amid the financial controversy and relatively lukewarm reviews, Black Adam inching into the black at the box office would be a solid enough first step.